Let's talk about good marketing versus bad marketing. Now, the unfortunate reality is that many people view marketing in a negative light. Bad marketing strategies have caused them to assume that all marketing is associated with persuasion, manipulation, and other forms of trickery. In fact, many people believe that the primary goal of marketing is to convince them to buy things that they don't actually need. So in this video, I'm going to talk about good marketing versus bad marketing. And I'm going to explain why good marketing is not only more personally fulfilling, but why it's also much better for business. And I'm going to go a step further and talk about why I personally believe that good marketing is one of the greatest opportunities for creating positive change in the world. Let's begin with a very important question. What is the goal of marketing? Well, to start, I define marketing as helping people discover, understand, acquire, and benefit from a solution to a problem or need that they have. Now, of course, this can take many different forms depending on the business or the product, but the basic idea here is to help people discover a solution to a problem or need that they have, help them understand whether or not that solution is a fit for them. Sometimes it will be, sometimes it won't be. Help them acquire the solution more easily, assuming it is the right solution for them. And finally, help them benefit from that solution by integrating it into their life in a meaningful way. For example, let's say that someone has always dreamed of playing the drums, but for one reason or another, they've never actually tried, and perhaps deep down, they believe they lack the natural ability to actually learn how to play the drums and to realize their dream. Now, there may be the perfect course out there that could teach them exactly how to play along to some of their favorite songs with step-by-step videos that would guide them every step of the way. But if they don't know that that course exists, or if they know it exists, but they don't believe it will work for them, then it's as if the course doesn't exist at all. So a great marketer who knows that they have a proven course that can help this kind of student should, number one, make it easier for people to discover the course through things like paid advertising or public relations or other marketing efforts that raise overall awareness. Number two, they should make it easier for people to understand how the course works and why it will work for them, and to be able to decide whether or not it's the right course for them. And typically this involves maybe a sales video or a sales page that explains how the course works and provides testimonials and things like that. Number three, they should make it easier for students to acquire the course, or in this case, to sign up and register for the course. And typically this involves adopting best practices and simplifying the checkout process and just making it a more friction-free experience. And then finally, number four, helping students benefit from the course. And typically this involves an onboarding sequence or follow-up emails or things like that that make it easier for the student once they sign up to actually start using and benefiting from the lessons. Now, the last step is absolutely critical, and yet unfortunately, it's one that many marketers ignore or overlook, perhaps believing that it's someone else's responsibility. But what great marketers understand is that attracting customers or making a sale is just part of the marketing process. The real goal of marketing, the key behind everything that we do, is creating satisfied customers. Now, the reason why this is so important is very simple. A truly satisfied customer can be worth 10, 20, or in some cases, 100 times more than your average customer. And that's because when they're truly satisfied, they're far more likely to leave positive ratings and reviews, which can influence the purchasing decisions of other people. They're more likely to engage in word-of-mouth referral and become a brand advocate for the product or for your business. And they're also much more likely to become a repeat customer in the future, whether you're selling a subscription service and they keep that subscription going for longer, or you sell multiple products and they buy more of them, or even if you just sell one product and they come back and buy multiple copies of that product to gift to friends and family. The point here is that a truly satisfied customer is worth so much more to your business. Now, a dissatisfied customer, on the other hand, is far more likely to ask for a refund. They're more likely to leave negative ratings and reviews. They're more likely to dissuade other people from buying your products and services. And of course, they're unlikely to come back and buy from you again in the future. Now, of course, marketers aren't directly responsible for every aspect aspect of the customer journey. However, broadly speaking, marketers are very interested in helping prospects work through these 4 stages of discovering, understanding, acquiring, and benefiting from products or services. And so they're highly incentivized to collaborate with other members of the team, whether it's the product development team or the customer service department or whoever else needs to get involved, to iron out potential issues that are preventing their prospects from ultimately becoming truly satisfied customers. And again, this isn't just because it's more personally fulfilling to do this kind of work, but also because it's much, much better for the business. So now let's compare good marketing versus bad marketing. The goal of marketing, once again, is creating satisfied customers. We earn money by helping people discover and ultimately benefit from solutions to problems or needs that they have in their life. So the key idea here is that we create value by serving customers. It's not just about raising maximum awareness. The idea here is to identify the right kind of potential customer, the kind of person that will likely benefit from the product or service that we're selling, and then walk them through the journey of becoming a truly satisfied customer. Now, bad marketing, on the other hand, can take many different forms. It can involve promoting a product or service without really understanding whether or not it's helpful. It can involve persuading customers to buy whether or not the product is actually right for them. And just in general, it often involves a level of disinterest in what the customer's experience is going to be like after they purchase the product. The entire focus is just on attracting attention and making a sale. So where good marketing is very focused on creating value, bad marketing is very much focused on extracting value. It's about closing a sale without really caring too much about what the customer's level of satisfaction is going to be over the long term. And just to be clear, bad marketing is not the same as what I would describe as evil marketing, in which someone is intentionally focused on promoting something that does not work, whether it's a flawed product or a get-rich-quick scheme or anything else that either doesn't provide value to customers or is actually, in some cases, harmful to customers. The idea behind bad marketing is that it's simply focused on the wrong things, and as a result, it's less effective for the business. Now, as with many things in life, the line between good marketing and bad marketing isn't always so clear-cut. There are plenty of examples out there of good people engaging in bad marketing without necessarily even realizing it. For example, someone might be working in part of a larger organization or a larger team in which they're tasked with specific objectives or specific goals. Maybe they're launching marketing campaigns. Maybe their goal is to raise awareness for a certain product, and they don't have direct contact with the customer, and they don't really have a sense of whether or not the product actually provides value and whether customers are satisfied at the end of the day. Now, another example would be when someone knows that there are certain customers, maybe even a large number of customers, that are dissatisfied with a product, but they justify their efforts because they also know there is a collection of customers that are very satisfied with the product. A textbook example of this is the way that many health clubs operate. Now, typically, a health club needs to sell a certain number of gym memberships just to keep the business operational. And in many cases, the number of memberships that they have to sell is more than the number of members that the facility can actually accommodate. So if all of the members were to show up on a fairly regular basis, like several times a week, the gym experience wouldn't actually be that good because you'd go to the gym and the equipment would be used by somebody else. You couldn't make your way from the treadmill to the weight room because there's just too many people using the facility. So in effect, the business is built on the idea oftentimes that the majority of customers, somewhere between, let's say, 50 and 70% of gym membership holders, will not actually show up very often. They might show up several times. They might show up maybe once a week, but they're not really getting maximum value for what they originally signed up for. Now, if you're the marketer trying to attract members to this gym, you might justify your efforts by saying, well, there's a certain percentage of customers, maybe 30 to 50%, that are getting an incredible amount of value. They love the experience. There's plenty of room in the gym. And so really, the people that are choosing not to show up, well, it's their fault. They could show up if they wanted, but they don't. And so the marketer's role is to simply attract more customers. Now, we're going to come back to this example in a minute. But before we do, let's talk about why good marketing really matters. Good marketing is not just the absence of bad marketing. Instead, it's about truly serving the customer by helping them discover, understand, acquire, and benefit from great solutions. Now, of course, there are situations where good marketers are tasked with fixing bad marketing. For example, you might come into a business where they have a great product or a great service, but their current marketing strategy is targeting the wrong kind of customer. And as a result, those customers are coming in, fewer of them are buying the product, and those that do buy the product are less satisfied than they otherwise might be. So you might come into this business, refocus the marketing strategy on the right kind of customer, and in doing so, you can increase sales and increase customer satisfaction at the same time. However, beyond simply fixing the issues with bad marketing, the overarching strategy behind good marketing is to take promising products or services or ideas and make it easier for customers to discover and benefit from them. Now, this approach to marketing comes with three major benefits that we've hinted at throughout this video. Number one, as a marketer, it feels much better to do this kind of work where you're making a real difference in the world and having a positive impact. Number two, customers are benefiting because you're making it easier for them to discover solutions to their problems and needs that they might otherwise never discover on their own. And finally, number three, the company behind the product or service that you're marketing is able to thrive and have greater success because without an effective marketing strategy, the product might simply fail to gain traction. And as a result, the business itself might eventually fail. Whereas with an effective marketing strategy, they can attract the right kinds of customers, they can satisfy those customers, they can generate increased revenues, and as a result, they can continue to create great products and services into the future. Now, when it comes to the health club example from earlier, a truly great marketer will think beyond simply acquiring as many customers as possible. And instead, they might consider questions like, why are so many paying customers failing to show up? How could we better serve their needs without a larger facility? What are alternative solutions that might have greater appeal? For example, perhaps it's worth exploring outdoor group fitness classes or live streaming the classes that are happening at the gym so that people can work out from the comfort of their home. Now, of course, these kinds of questions and ideas are typically well outside the scope of marketing, but what great marketers understand is that at the end of the day, everything that they do, all of their responsibilities are made easier when customers are truly satisfied with what they are buying. And so even if it's technically someone else's job to ask these kinds of questions or to come up with solutions to these kinds of problems, a truly great marketer is always thinking about how to make the customer happier and how to work with other members of the team in order to make those things happen. The fact is, the world needs good marketing. Everybody in society benefits when it's easier for people to discover and benefit from great solutions to everyday problems. And that is exactly what good marketers do. And not only because it feels good to do this kind of work, but also because it's better for business. If you're interested in learning more about marketing and how to become a good marketer, click the like button, subscribe to the channel, and consider checking out my video on the best marketing strategy for a new product or a new business. I'll link that up for you right here in the video player, as well as down in the video description text.